All right. Brian, would you lead us in our invocation tonight?
Okay. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity here tonight, that you direct, guide the decisions that the council and mayor makes today. Just be with us the rest of the day and pray.
Samantha, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will convene our meeting. We'll start with roll call. Misty Cottle.
Here.
Jeff Upton. Here. Jan Throgmorton.
Here.
Marty Lindaberry.
Here.
John Collins. Don Rollins.
Here.
Dina McKnight, I skipped you. Anthony Foster.
Here.
Our city attorney and city clerk are both present. First item on our agenda tonight is the adoption of the agenda. Are there any amendments, concerns, motions concerning?
I make a motion we approve the agenda. I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next is the approval of our meeting minutes from September 9th. Do we have any questions, corrections, or motions concerning those?
Make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next is our public forum, where we invite anyone to come and address the council. Please keep in mind to keep your comments to 2 minutes, and we probably won't take any official action on those. Does anyone want to address the council tonight?
Yep, come on up.
Yes, ma'am. Come on up. Tell us who you are. Have we ever met before?
Okay, sorry, this is so awkward. Okay, my name's Amy, and I'm just here for school on the behalf of like a government class, so yay. Okay.
So speak up so everybody can hear you. You got that sweet little soft.
Okay, I just have like 8 questions, because last time I think we did pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, sorry if my face is so red.
You're fine, you're fine.
Okay, first one, are there measures that are being taken to ensure that future zoning decisions in West Fork preserve its small town character while still allowing growth?
Good question. Who would you like to answer that?
Literally anyone in this room.
So I'll let our planning commission chair answer that question for you.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. That was the exact aim of what we were doing. Trying to make it to where more houses can be built, but at the same time, you don't clutter everything up with overdevelopment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we actually took a citywide survey before we started redoing our zoning ordinance. And in the survey, that was one of the top responses was to keep that small town feel. And so, yeah, we have worked really hard to make our ordinance work around that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, next one. How does city prioritize the allocation of local tax revenue, and are there any coming changes to property taxes that people should know about?
Great question. So the city will not be making any changes to property taxes. The county will make those changes.
Okay.
As far as allocating tax revenue, how do we do that? Yeah, so we do definitely work in a budget, but West Fork does it a little bit differently. So we really try to start with a zero-based budget and work from there. So in the past, we've had our water and sewer department really needed extra dollars, and so we have prioritized it over some of the other departments. You may be surprised to hear this, but this council almost attacked me one time for cutting $70,000 from the fire department. So
I'm shocked to hear
it. But that's how we do it, is on a departmental based need is how we try to prioritize our budgets.
Okay, awesome. Sounds fun. Okay. So the third one, does the city have any long-term plans for where West Fork should be in 10 to 20 years?
So yes, we do have some long-term plans. As a city, and I should know this off the top of my head, but I believe we are required to have a 10-year plan. Is that right? Walter?
I think a requirement.
Is that right? Yes, we do have.
Adopt one if we would like.
Yeah, so we do have some long-term planning that we are looking to the future. A lot of that is based around zoning and around the regional. So we're connected with the Regional Planning Commission, and that helps give us insight of what kind of growth is coming, where growth is moving to. So yeah, there is definitely some long-term planning going forward.
All right. As more people move to West Fork, how is the city balancing construction with still protecting like the green spaces around it?
Great question. So
Repeat the question, please.
yeah,
Okay. As more people move to West Fork, how is the city balancing construction with protecting green spaces around it?
how are we protecting green space with the construction that's coming? Yeah, so for one thing, West Fork has over double the park acreage per capita of the national average, right? So we're above national average on park space per capita. But also, so the Planning Commission, they've had in-depth discussions about requiring pocket parks. So when a developer comes in, requiring them to put in some sort of a park.
We're also looking at open space development.
Open space development. We give some credits to developers who will put in park type or recreational type features within the development to maintain some of that green space.
Okay, awesome. That's nice. Okay. How is tax revenue being used to improve West Fork? I feel like you kind of semi-answered that already.
Yeah, I think so. We're definitely a city that takes our responsibility to spend tax revenue very seriously. In the last 8 years, we've ended with a surplus each year, and we've ended in a positive budget overall. That's not going to be the case this year, I don't think, but that's due to some unforeseen expenses. But yeah, so we do take it very seriously, and the department heads in the city of West Fork work hard to maintain their budgets.
Okay, great. So regarding areas around Devil's Den, is law enforcement being used like around those areas to check on like residents, especially after recent crimes?
So I'll let Anthony answer that question.
We're constantly have officers out there doing routine patrols, especially after the event that happened earlier this year. We have them doing extra patrols out there. So like I said, we constantly have officers out there that are doing patrolling, but there's also officers out there that do extra patrols as well.
Okay, awesome, that's good to know.
And the state park actually does have a full-time officer that is actually a law enforcement officer assigned to the state parks.
Yeah.
That's there all the
Is
time.
that still going on? Because I thought with like the government shutdown, those people weren't being funded anymore.
Well, that's a state park. This is not a federal park. So so they are still being funded completely right now because that's a state park, not a national park.
Okay, awesome. I thought it was, I don't know, I'm still new.
There's
around
national
here.
forest down there, but the
Yeah.
park itself is a state park.
Okay, awesome. So how does West Fork deal with crime as a whole?
So I'll let Chief Goggins answer that question.
We take a blended approach. Obviously, some of the stuff we do is proactive. A lot of it's just patrolling, being present. We're looking at lots of different options of things that are happening. And not unlike a lot of law enforcement, a lot of our stuff is reactionary. We don't have a crystal ball. But we're also looking to do some more work in the future with some more proactive stuff, with some technology to help us with that. But just kind of a blended approach of patrolling, reacting, and targeting our resources where we think they need to be.
Great.
Can
Sounds
I
nice.
add to that? I think that you guys have had a really good program at the school with your officers, and, you know, that works with the youth to help prevent crime. So kudos to our police department for that too. They do a good job of that.
And they do a very good job at community policing. There's a lot of times that the officers I've seen there down at the parks, interacting with the youth, interacting with the public, just doing the community policing as well. So our department does very well with that.
Okay, yeah, that's always good to have. All right, and last question for today. How's the job market and opportunity for jobs?
Not good.
Really?
Not in West Fork. So we don't have a lot of industry
Yeah.
here, right? The West Fork schools are our biggest employer in the city, a single employer. So that's something that West Fork really lacks at this point is small business and job opportunity. Now, I'm not saying we don't have any. We have Harps, we have the school, we have Shire Post, Penny Hardwoods. We have several businesses in town. It's just that's something that I feel that the city is lacking in. I wish we could provide more opportunity for
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be good to have, especially since there's a lot of people moving here.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a lot of gas to go further.
So I always use the analogy of the chicken and the egg, which comes first. And for this case, I use rooftops and businesses, right? Which comes first, the housing, the people, or the jobs? And I think in certain markets, you can see that the jobs bring the people, but West Fork is kind of predominantly a bedroom community. And so I think it'll be the houses first, and then the jobs will come after.
Okay, that's great. Okay, well, awesome. Thank you so much. That was really it. I think I have enough.
Okay, well, thanks for coming back, and I'm sorry we didn't get you enough time
No, what do you mean? That
last
was way
month.
too much time. Thank you.
So will you be coming back to visit us later?
I'm gonna be so honest, not really, probably not. Not because I hated it. Not because of that. It was just like it's required for me to attend at least 2 meetings.
So tell us what class this is for.
It's government or something, American government, like, yeah. I
Okay.
don't know, my advisor, she just enrolled me in it,
Okay.
so now I have to do it.
What's your grade so far?
I have a B+.
Very good.
Yes,
Very good.
but she's a tough grader and she counts off if you don't cite and stuff.
Yeah. And what is your degree going to be in? What do you want to do when you grow up?
I guess I'm studying for interior designing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't even need this class. Not really.
Well, we'll check up on you at Harps when
Yeah,
we're
you'll
getting
probably-
gas from now on. We'll
Yeah.
be checking, wanting to know what your grade is.
That's
Oh my
right.
gosh, I'm already like stressing myself out there. Like, if you come in around 9, I'm on my laptop trying to finish this. Okay. Well,
Okay, you said your name is Amy?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Bergman.
Bergman.
Yeah. Bergmann.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
All right. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Come back and visit anytime.
Okay, I will.
Would anyone else like to address the council tonight?
So,
Tell us who you are, sir.
Robert Maringer, I work over at Shire Post, or Woody Maringer. The man calls you Robert. So a couple months ago, I was watching one of the videos, and Chief Goggins had mentioned the ALPR flock system as a potential license plate reader for the city at the main arteries, which I was like, well, that makes sense. But recently, there's been a bunch of news of flock specifically being over surveillance type of AI generating, profile for people, and it's really creepy. That one specifically. There's lots of municipalities that feel like they've been lied to about what Flock is doing and have taken their contract back, canceled Flock. So really what I want to do is just have you guys do your own research into Flock specifically and whether you think it's a good fit for West Fork. Because there's I think in July or June, there was they integrated their Flock Nova system, which is their AI thing, which like reads your bumper stickers, your dents, and sees the race of the person driving and connects it to your transactions and where you're shopping. And they sell it to data brokers. So they're making money and it's creepy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so that's really it. I just want you guys to look hard into it before making a decision on that one.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll let Chief Goggins talk to it a little bit. Of course, that's not what West Fork was shooting for with it.
Right.
But
Well, and yeah, I understand, like, you know, things have happened, and
Yeah.
it would be good to be able to go back and see who's driving through
Yeah,
the town, and
yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah,
But it's everything else that Flock does that they don't necessarily tell you.
Advertise, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
It's interesting. Now,
No,
I can do some more research. I don't know, some of the things, yes, I know that they talked about it, we're not gonna be paying for it, but basically they use their AI to say, the goal is if we had a white panel van rob something, I can type in white panel van with a bumper sticker, and it, with that information, I don't know anything else, but it'll go through and the AI will find all white panel vans or lawnmower trailers, and the AI.
They went through
That's
that.
what was explained to me in some of the demos. Now, if they take that information and broker that to third parties, I have no idea, I can find out.
okay,
The other thing I would say is, worst case scenario, they are completely bad actors in collecting information. They're collecting information that you're publicly giving and walking down the street. And I have news for you, pretty much all other, I say it's all other, there's many other retailers, I won't say their names, that are using this technology to find how you shop, and it's already being done. So I don't know if just because we do it at brand A or B or C, that's not the main play. They all might be doing it for all I know, but I'm happy to look into it more to see if there is some ethical issues there or concerns.
sure,
So that's why I'm hitting all 3 points, because I don't know.
yeah,
But that's kind of where I see it across the gambit. We're not looking at people's their living rooms, obviously. So this is observing public places, highways. But as far as that translating to your shopping habits and stuff, I'm not familiar with all that in that much detail. But yeah, that's all I can say without doing more
sure,
research.
sure,
But I'm happy
okay,
to
cool.
look into it.
Thanks, Woody. Young lady, you'd stuck your hand up. Would you like to address the council?
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Wendy Howardson, and I am running for judge here in Washington and Madison counties. So I am trying to get out and about and just tell everybody who I am, what I'm about, so that you all be educated when you get to the ballot in March. John Threet is currently sitting on that bench, and he has announced he's retiring. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard that. His term will end in 2026, so whoever wins this election will then take the bench in 2027. I know for myself, a lot of times I get to the ballot and there are a list of candidates and races that I don't know anything about those candidates. So I've kind of taken it upon myself, because I am a candidate for the first time ever, to get out here and try to have some contact with voters and say, hey, I'm here, I'm available. Here's the name and the face. Please feel free to come and talk to me, ask questions, all of those things. Everybody up on this panel probably knows that every judicial race in the state of Arkansas is nonpartisan, as it should be. But as far as who I am and how I started and all those things, I'm happy to answer. I've been living in Arkansas my entire life. I have practiced here in Northwest Arkansas for over 20 years. And I've handled each and every kind of case that I can think of that will come in front of that bench, which is very important. Experience is always important, but in this particular race, I think it will become supremely important, because there are other candidates, since it's an open bench, who have announced they are running as well, but they've had a focus in one area of the law or the other. And while that is something that is wonderful and much needed, especially in our legal system, you have an injury, you might want to focus and get a personal injury attorney. If you have a divorce, you might want to go find a family law attorney, someone who specializes in that. In March, though, we're not hiring an attorney for a specific issue. We're hiring a judge. And so I try to tell everyone, think about what you'd want from your judge. I personally would want my judge to have some experience in every single one of those types of cases that can come in front of that bench, or else every other type of case will be brand new. So having practiced on this side of the bench for 20 years, representing everybody just like us, and anything you can imagine. I think that experience is invaluable to have the judge who's sitting on the bench this next time be able to say, I can get in the seat, turn the engine, and start it up and go from there, because I've had literally probate, family law, personal injury, contract disputes, involuntary commitments, illegal exaction, commercial litigation, blah, blah, blah. This bench will not have any criminal law to begin with, because in Washington County, the seniority judge gets to pick their percentage, and right now that is Joanna Taylor. She's handling 75% of that criminal, and Judge Beth Story Bryan is handling 25% of that. Should they say, I hate this, I'm never doing it again, they kick it to the low man on the totem pole, that'll be me. I also have tons of experience in that. In the last 4 to 5 years, I've been handling legal exaction, where if we as taxpayers have been either taxed illegally or our money has been taken out of our coffers and used for something that was not allocated, I'm the one who's getting that back. Right now we have about $14 million that have been taken out of our taxes and put directly into politicians' pockets. And that's not just my speculation, that was all proven by pretty obvious means, and some of those were prosecuted, some of those went to prison federally, and some of those are still serving time. I didn't have anything to do with that. What I'm doing is saying you don't get to rob the bank, go to jail, and keep the money. I'm the one fighting to get our tax dollars back for every single taxpayer in the state of Arkansas. So a little bit about me. That might be more than you wanted or less, but look me up, come find me. I'm happy to answer questions, and hopefully in March I can be your judge as well as your attorney.
And are you TJ's cousin? Is that right?
We are. We go
Yeah.
way back. No, we don't. But I've convinced about half of the people I've talked to so far.
I don't know if I would run on that.
Well, the best part is I get to make up stories and they just believe them.
Yeah. that's
Because,
good.
well, TJ's cousin told me this. No, we are not, but we do get asked that a lot. There are little patches of Howertons around here. There's a ton in Green Forest area. There's some in West Fork area. But you would have actually thought I had met my cousin when I was at the Madison County Rodeo, and I was telling people who I am. And I hear this lady from the bleachers say, "Did you say you're Wendy Howerton?" I said, "Yes, I am." I'm not sure how this is going to go. And she goes, "I'm Crystal Howerton." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we've never met each other," but we've been asked about 1 million times if we're kin to each other. So you see TJ and I are like, "Oh my gosh, how are you going?" We don't actually, we're not kin.
Where do you practice at now?
In Northwest Arkansas. I have my own firm, Howerton Law
your
Firm.
own, okay.
Yeah, I did. I worked as a public defender. In fact, I've been here so long. This lovely building is quite lovely, but I remember the old popcorn gallery. And if you all know what I'm talking about, the little hole here where you'd sneak in the back there, and then the clerk around, and then the judge would come out. Zeke
Yes.
was
Always there.
Zeke was always there. We always had the Wendy, what do you have? What's going to happen today? And I'd tell him about my case, and he'd sit around, he'd tell his buddies, around. So I've been doing this forever. When I was the public defender, there was only one public defender in all of Washington County, and if any person had a misdemeanor case that they couldn't afford an attorney for, they got one person. So some of you all might also remember Night Court, that fun show. Well, it's fun to watch it, but I was actually living it. I was in Prairie Grove, Elkins, West Fork, Fayetteville, Springdale, sometimes Farmington stuff moved over, and I'd be there till 11, 12 o'clock in the morning trying cases. But so yes, and like I said, the last 4 to 5 years, I've partnered up with Bishop Law Firm to handle some of those big illegal exaction cases that I was talking about. Worked for Joyce Law Firm for a while, and then Wood Snively and Associates over the years. And like I said, I've been doing it 20 years now. I've handled everything you can think of. Cool. So, any other questions?
Okay. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you so much.
Come back and see
I'll
us
see you guys
sometime.
soon.
Would anybody else like to address the council tonight? Yes, sir.
My name, my name is Jack Rash, R-A-S-H. My question is, are there any neighborhood associations in West Fork that you know of?
By neighborhood association, do you mean like homeowners association? Yeah. No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
There will be one.
Pardon me?
Well, there will be one once they finish the cliffs.
Okay, well,
Not currently.
I just wanted to make a point that they are very beneficial, or can be. And if the council would consider helping people start an association, it's really simple to do. I've had some experience doing it. I just believe that brings people together. It can improve a neighborhood, cut down on crime. Most associations started as crime watch activities, and they've expanded to include environmental impact and so on. So, but sometimes people need a place to go to get the resources to know how to put one together. It's not all that difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? All right, we'll close the public forum and move into our business reports. We'll start with Planning Commission. Walter?
Good evening. We did not meet last month, and as far as I'm aware right now, we don't have any agenda items for this Thursday either. So we haven't called it off yet, so I'll show up and we'll see if anybody else shows up or not. So, but other than that, we're just kind of in a holding pattern until we start going on Title 15 and start working on what kind of subdivisions we want to see. And that goes into how cluttered and how far out people want to go and what kind of infrastructure has to go to those subdivisions. So
Isaac and TJ and I met with a potential developer on the Arvest property,
okay.
and it looks like they'll be bringing you a plat with 75 homes, single-family homes on that property.
Okay.
That'll probably be, what did they say, 45 days-ish?
They're gonna build the whole thing out, maybe? Is that what it looks like? Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's
Oh, well.
on the horizon for you.
Okay.
Hey, kind of on that note, do we have like long-term plans that we're looking at infrastructure like sewer and stuff on the north side headed down 71?
Are you talking about, do we have plans for the city to get sewer to Alderwoman McKnight's house?
That would be nice, but that's not, no.
So
I was thinking more along around Dye Creek and that area.
So
I had someone ask me about that.
yeah, so I guess the best way I can answer that, Don, and Isaac may want to get involved here, but when we designed that line going to Fayetteville, yes, it does have certain areas that we knew that there would probably be future taps coming into that. Do we have plans in place to extend our mains? No, we don't, and we won't until some form of development comes along.
Right. So the need
would precipitate us to draw something out. But yeah, when the line went in, yes, we did strategically think about so Owl Hollow, for instance, that's kind of a natural place for a line to come across 71 and catch some of the north end of Stockburger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, there was some thought put into that. But as far as Isaac having plans to extend mains, no. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But yes, the line does have capacity. That has been thought out. So if whoever asked the question, if they would like to talk to us about a development, we're really qualified to give details on that.
Yeah, I told him he didn't call you, but
Yeah.
I said I would also ask him.
Yeah.
Apparently he hasn't called you.
Not on anything in that area.
Till somebody builds it.
Yeah.
Just north of Dye Creek.
Okay. Anything else for Walter?
Yeah. Questions? Our meeting's Thursday. We'll see if we have anything.
Okay, thank you, Walter. Sorry, I picked on you, Dean.
She's used to it, but sure.
surely.
Next, our library report. Marie.
Hello. So Chad was really popular on Facebook. We got a lot of views
No kidding.
watching. Yeah, we got some reactions. Yeah, there's gonna be another question coming your way, probably indirectly, so.
So, Marie, we left Ask the Mayor Friday, and we went to the tree planting.
Yeah.
And Chief Myers, Fire Chief Myers, was down there, and that was the first thing he said. Do you think Chad will beat my views?
Well, I haven't checked for sure yet, because, we need to give it time.
Yes.
But we'll go back and check and see
I was
how.
gonna plug it when I got up there, but I'm glad you brought it up.
So go to YouTube, go to Facebook, it's both places. See if you can help Chad win the view war. Lindsay's gonna be doing a spooky story time on, I believe, Friday the 24th from 6 to 7 p.m. for teens and tweens. So if you have a teen or tween who would like to go and have something spooky, but maybe not keep you up all night spooky, we'll have snacks. So we have a couple of local authors who are going to be actually coming to the library over the next couple of months. And we've got one coming on November 20th and one coming on December 9th. So we're kind of excited about that. We had a really big turnout for Smokey Bear, and thank you for the fire department for getting that set up and coming with the cool fire truck. Apparently one of the kids got to spray the hose, so that was fun. Yeah. And we also had a huge turnout. We did a toddler dance party, and we think we had about 30 people come to that. So, yeah. And then also, please be patient with us if we're not getting books in quite as quickly as usual. Our book supplier is no longer in business, and we are waiting for the county. They are working on cutting a new deal with another book providing company. So right now we're kind of trying to re-cobble together the list that we sent in previously to get on our shelves, but we're a little slower this month.
Any questions for Marie? No?
It was a great turnout this morning.
It was a huge turnout this morning. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Okay. Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
Next, Ask the Mayor is November. She's not paying any attention to me. When's the next Ask the Mayor, Marie?
It's November 14th, and if you want to put a question in, November 7th is the cutoff, so we can give him time to double check if he needs to ask any questions to follow up. So.
Yeah. Chief Goggins.
Busy month for us on everything but the stats. 333 calls for service, 27 reports, 55 citations, 57 warnings. We were audited by CLEST, the Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training. It's the state entity that supervises our basically our certifications of law enforcement officers. Good news, he said we did really well. Of course, we had some issues and also some stuff that I don't think we were doing the way they expected us. Anyway, we got our to-do list, all but a couple things are done. Like my driver's license was an old one, stuff like that, just on our records. So nothing major, no big thing, and glad to be on the same page with that. Personnel-wise, we lost one officer. Officer McCall is no longer with us, but one of our part-time officers that we just recently hired, Jason Hunt, expressed interest in taking that. So he was already doing his training, and he's moving right into that, right along there. So I'm happy to have that resolved so quickly. MOU, we do have an MOU. It's going to be later up in your business with Greenland. Basically, this is just updating from our previous MOU, which was really dated back when we were covering them for a reimbursement and all that. It was just it's not how we were doing business, hadn't been doing it for years. So this new MOU coordinated with Chief Stout and said, hey, let's write something up that's really reflective of what our current arrangement is. And that will be before you later tonight. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer it then. Busy months for training. We trained with the cadets this month teaching juvenile law and also emergency driving. That kept us pretty busy. It's fun, but also busy. I attended the Chief Police Conference and a lot of good information there. some legal update stuff that we're gonna be looking at, make sure and pushing that out to our guys. A lot of networking and some developing some relationships, hopefully next year with some of this will kind of bear some fruit into some relationships with other agencies, I hope. ACIC conference, I probably won't be going to that one again, but we'd already had it scheduled and paid for. I did learn a little bit, some audit prep, the stuff we're going to be looking for as we face another audit. So it is good to ask some of those little specific questions to make sure we're in compliance on the front end with access control and some other stuff like that. But equipment, we got all our radar certified this month. We got our body cameras upgraded to the mid-contract refresh, so those are up and running. Props for Officer Pitts. He got us a STEP grant for extra enforcement. STEP is, oh boy, I didn't have that one written down. We just always say STEP. It's a grant to the state to fund overtime. So let's say this STEP is texting and driving or seatbelts. So our officers have the opportunity to work overtime, targeting seatbelts, targeting speeding, targeting texting and stuff like that. So Brad did the legwork on that and got his funding for that, and also got us funded for some equipment as well. So that's cool. We got some radars and some other things. So next year that will help us when we're outfitting a couple of new vehicles. We'll have let's see, it was $44,000 total, $34,000 for overtime and $8,000 for equipment. So that will help us as we won't have to pass down some older technology. So it'd be nice to update, especially some radars that we've been really passing along vehicle to vehicle. We sold our car, our extra car there, the black Charger, to NWAC. We have an accepted offer. We're just waiting on the strange process of money going from one part of the state to the other part of the state through this and coming back around here. And as soon as we figure out where it is and we get the money, they can have it. So we did sell that. Glad to get that off there, and that'll offset some of our maintenance. And two final things. Trying to go quick. Thank you to the state, RDOT. I thank them personally. But wow, I was gone for a conference and came back and there's asphalt all through the city. So I was really shocked that they went above and beyond. They're like, this is really what needs to be done, but I'm not sure if we're going to do it. I go to a conference and come back and they did it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was really, thank you to them for that. I appreciate that. And lastly, but not least, thanks to Chief Howerton for helping me climb a water tower today and continue our communication emergency planning process. It was very helpful. I think
You have to give you a boost, or?
Technical expertise in support. Because all the stuff on the ground has to come up to the top and you can't carry it. And he's pretty good with the rope stuff. So he helped me out a lot with that. So that process continues to be prepared. But I'll have some more information for you guys as we move forward on the whole license plate thing. I'll review. I know there's state laws that regulate it, stuff like that. I'll try to see if we can even get the contract on the front end for you guys to review before you even approve the funding. And I'm not messed up about it. Even if we get the funding approved and you look at the contract and you don't like it, you don't want to do it, then it'll sit there and you'll get it back at the end of the year. I'm not gonna, I want everybody to be on board with that. So I'll do the research, give the information, and ultimately whatever you guys want to do, we'll do. No problem.
Selective enforcement.
Selective traffic
enforcement program.
Yep, there you go. Yes.
So I always ask Chief, what are you talking about? Because he throws these terms around, these abbreviations or acronyms.
Yep.
So I do want to point out, Chief is the one who reached out to the state. He took some measurements of 170 over there by Harps and pointed out how rough it was. So we've kind of taken a all hands on deck approach, trying to get the state to put some money into that road before they give it to us. But this last round was all Chief Goggins, and so appreciate the work you did there. And yeah, they did pretty good solid on that.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you get them can you say something about how rough the bridge is? Just get a little overlay on it until they build another one?
I don't know how that works. But, you know what? There's the same email, the RDOT. I think you do have to create an account, but I'm dead serious. That's all I've done is I create an account on there, put your information, you can submit tickets to them. And that's all I did is just said, hey, and I sent a little attachment with the measurements and pictures, and it went from there. But if enough people send in those little things, RDOT, I don't know, like if you Google RDOT and say report an issue or pothole or whatever, it's pretty easy to submit that stuff. And I would say, yeah, go for it. Send those messages. And it seems to work.
It's really,
Any other questions for Chief Goggins?
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Are you
sir.
looking for a part-timer now?
Potentially.
Okay, I'm just curious.
You want me to get you a resume?
Well, yeah, I want to be. I want to be.
Okay. Isaac, Public Works.
And no, I'm not.
We'll get you an application.
No, sorry.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record, but, I have to report on Rock Creek. It is done. The RDOT resident engineer come and semi-walked it, said it was good, so our reimbursement is submitted, so we should be getting roughly 74,000 of that back, I think. Dump truck went to Tulsa, got equipped with a snowplow. It is a impressive piece of machinery on the front of that thing, so there'll be a little learning curve there. So mailboxes beware probably. So, yeah. So it probably won't snow one bit this year, but we do have that. So 170 bridge. Our design for our utility relocations is at 60%. We're waiting on some design standards for hanging the water line on the bridge, and then it'll jump to 90%. But we're trying to pothole some utilities right now for them to get shots on. It's going to be tricky keeping stuff live and replacing and having 2 active sewers at sometimes and 2 active water lines, so we're gonna have to crisscross there a bunch, but we're probably looking at contracting out sewer. We're gonna try to do some of the water in-house. That's the plan as of right now, so hopefully Zach is working on the next step of financing. I think they really want us to be like 90% done with our drawings before we can move into the financing part, so hopefully that's the next step. So he's still optimistic that we might be going out to bid by year end on sewer, so I think that might be a little aggressive, but he thinks we can get there. The Church Street subdivision seems to be going pretty well. We've done half a dozen proof rolls over there and did densities today, so the subgrade is in for the street. So utilities will start shortly after that. So yeah, that's moving forward.
How many houses is that over there?
27. One thing that I don't even know if the mayor knows, our lift station up here in the edge of Greenland got hit by lightning again. This time it fried 2 starters on the big pump motors and 2 breakers and blew up the air conditioner that I just repaired to the tune of about $25,000. So we're going to claim that on our insurance. Infomark is going to do all those repairs. But again, I think we should look at trying to put a building over at least the electrical panel, and if not, the pit itself, because their electrical engineer said moving water through a pipe open like that is a magnet for lightning, so it gets hit all the time. So they've had like 8 lift stations hit this year.
It'd been nice if they'd told us that on the front end.
Yeah, we could have probably built a little pole barn there pretty cheap on the front end. So, but yeah, that's something. I've got a couple of contractors giving me quotes on that, so that's something we may sneak in on budget at the tail end of the year. So a little pole barn with some metal roof ain't gonna be terrible. So
Yeah, for a budget that looks like yours, we'll not even know.
yeah, it's shredded anyway. So, but yeah, $10,000 is easy
Quite
to pay
cheaper, yeah.
versus $25,000 a couple times a year every time we get struck by lightning. So, but they've been pretty nice. I didn't even know about it until a week later. We had that huge rain right after that. They brought a big old Sykes pump, 6-inch pipe pump up there and sat there and pumped water all weekend. So, and then told me about it the next week. So, yeah, it charred up that panel pretty good. So they're gonna put some other protective measures in there to try to protect it, so. Other than that, I think that's about all I got.
Remind me to give you that sales flyer on the streets before you leave tonight.
Okay, I did get that email.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I've got it in the truck. I meant to give it to you the other day and forgot
Okay.
about it, so. Any questions for Isaac?
Water loss look like. You're
I
avoiding it.
don't know, it was like 33% last month,
40.
40, 41. Well, we had 2 leaks on the 10-inch up there by where we're replacing it, and lots of flushing to get that passed.
us of that last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know on this month. I know our water usage has been fairly high, but it's been really dry too. So we've been averaging 210. So, but we've had a couple of little leaks. One today was avoidable, but the guys putting utilities in up there hit that right before. Well, it hit it at 5 o'clock. Hit a service line, so. They said they were going to be digging here, and then they ended up digging 30 feet away and broke the water service. So.
Up at Rock Creek, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just north of there. So it's always fun.
Okay, thank you, sir. Parks Director Harrison.
Hello. So, decided I'm not gonna give a report. If you wanna know what's going on with the parks, you gotta go to library webs, Facebook page, and watch Ask the Mayor. So, I don't know, any questions? No, we've really been working in our disc golf course hard the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I've had some great volunteers from the disc golf community in there doing some trimming and some work, but we were able to get in there with some machinery and really do some clearing, and I'm really excited. And that community, I've talked to several of the disc golfers that have been down there playing and that I know personally, and they're really excited about the changes we're making. We're going to add 14 baskets to 18 of our holes, and so you're going to be able to go down there with the practice basket and other thing, and a couple of other hidden shots. You could go down there and play 34, 35 different holes possibly. So we've also, in doing that, we've really opened up the river a lot more, and so it's made it. We're in the process. We got some brush piles going, and we're still in the process of cleaning it up. But man, it's opened it up. It's just so much more beautiful down there. So even if you don't play, I encourage you to go down there and walk, look at it, check it out. We do have a trail going through it that you can walk safely, but you can walk through the course. Just keep in mind it is a course. There is discs flying around down there at times, but if you're aware, and they're aware of walkers and stuff, it's pretty safe. So really excited about that. Real excited about that. We had our Arbor Day tree planting last week. We planted another black gum tree down along the trail that will help with some shade for walkers and stuff along our hard trail down there. I think I mentioned this last time. I did mention it and ask the mayor, but you still need to go watch it. That I'm working on getting some pricing to not only just replacing some playground equipment at Riverside, but also doing some upgrades to what we have at the community center as well. Community centers, possibly, we may be able to get done before the end of the year and get on this year's budget. The Riverside will definitely be something that we're looking at for next year's budget. We can talk more to that at budget workshop and stuff as well. I should have some better numbers, but so far some of the estimates I've got in, it's expensive, and I'm not gonna lie, but based on some estimates we got several years ago, it really hasn't gone up that much. So I was expecting it a little worse. So it all depends on what you want to do as well and what you want to put down there. You can spend a lot, but pretty excited about that. It's definitely time for some upgrades there. So other than that, we just been mowing, take care of the parks. Flag football program's going. There's games in Greenland tonight. I didn't schedule very well. I had them in West Fork, But instead I didn't, I'm here, so. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We'll be working on Christmas lights and things like that coming up pretty soon, gearing up for the holidays as well. So.
So I've encouraged everyone to take a ride along with PD. I would also encourage you to walk that disc golf course, or take a ride along with the Parks Director. I'm sure he would give you a ride. So we went and he gave me the preview of that after we planted the tree. It is really nice down there with the work that they've done. So I don't play disc golf, but I have went and walked that a couple times, and what they've done along the river it's nice.
Yeah, it's a great area.
Yeah,
it's pretty. It's a great natural space down there. Wooded, you're going to see lots of rabbits and squirrels.
Shaded.
It's shaded, yeah. Some deer once in a while. But it's a great area. It really is.
Any questions for Chad?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chad.
Thanks for being on Ask the Mayor with me, Chad.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I think I've had every department head besides Christie. And I really have to get her.
Some new ones.
But some new ones, yes.
Out there, sorry, TJ. Wow.
Do we really want another fire?
Exactly. Let's not.
I'm trying to help you, Chad.
That's fair, that's true. Now,
All right, Chief.
Let me get over the record first.
Yeah, there we go.
I want to keep it for a little while.
Chief Howard, what do you have for us?
Well, the month of September was, it was not slow, but it was not crazy busy. 96 calls for service. We had 9 fires. The fires are probably fixing to pick up a little bit, just the time of year. So just to get everybody kind of ready and aware for that. This week, Travis is actually at the Fire Marshal's Fire Investigation Conference in Searcy. That'll be kind of his next training tackle, is to go into the arson investigation side of the Fire Marshal, which is good timing because we just had a more than likely very probable arson fire, not in the city, it was in the county. But in our response area that he's been working with Washington County with. So a lot more training coming as far as that goes. This month we will surpass run numbers for last year. And we've still got 2.5 months to go. So when they're talking about how the budget looks horrible and it's the fire department's fault, I do take full responsibility for that. But we've been busy. We were at 962 last year. It is the 14th and we're at 940 right now. So we're still holding that around 104, 103, 104 calls a month. So it's been busy. Lots of training going on. We still have 2 young firefighters in the Metro Chiefs Academy. They are scheduled to graduate the first week in November. Doing well. Both of them are doing well. They're doing this on their own. We sponsor them, but they pay for it on their own. And they're getting a lot of great training. I'm getting a lot of really good feedback from the Big Four on them. So other than that, just keep your head down and doing our work.
Any questions for Chief Howard?
Questions for me?
I owe one of those boys breakfast.
Yeah, I know.
He reminds me every time I see him.
He tells me to remind you every time I see him.
Any other questions for Chief Howard?
All right,
Thank you, sir. Christy could not make it tonight. She had something that she deemed more important than this meeting. Are there any questions regarding budgets? No? Okay, we'll skip the finance director's report. The budgets are all in good shape. You guys saw them. Isaac's street department is the one that looks bad, and we know that that's because we were not planning on doing Rock Creek, having to finance that out of pocket this year. That wasn't in the budget when we did the budget, so that accounts for 99% of why that budget looks so terrible.
I thought Chad was always a problem.
I know, and Chad's is really coming into line as we come into the end of the year, so.
Year's not over.
There's still
You
time.
get full send.
Let's see, we don't have, no ordinances? Okay, so we don't need a procedural motion.
Are you looking at me for
No,
confirmation?
it's, no,
You're gonna say yes, you're correct.
thank you. We don't have any old business, so we'll jump straight into new business. And item 1 is Mr. Scott Davis, who is here to talk to us about an oral history project and trying to get that in the 2026 budget.
Thank you for letting me come by and talk to you about this project. I'm Scott Davis, and I live in the big town of Cane Hill, and I was once asked to do a oral history of all the old timers that went to school at Cane Hill back when it was still a school, not a college. And so it was quite an interesting adventure. And so after that project, I decided that I was going to go to some of the cities I knew. First to Prairie Grove, then to Farmington, then to Taneytown, and then eventually to Washington County. So I've done projects for all of these. And then my most recent project was 3 different projects in Benton County. They have a historical commission, and they funded some projects. And what I do is it's simple and complicated. I'll pick somebody hopefully that's been around in the community for a long time, that knows a lot of people, that has good experiences, that memories. And then I'll interview them and ask them open-ended questions, trying to get them to talk, to tell their life story and what they remember about West Fork, okay? And then I'll make a mostly uncut video that's what I call the complete interview. And, sometimes we get interrupted. I have to stop the video and start it again, but most of the time it's a full interview. And then secondly, and so that'll be exported in, 4K and uploaded to YouTube or however you want it. Sometimes they want them on drives. And then I do a second video where I edit some of the content out. Maybe some of the answers that are too long, or maybe things that have been repeated, or maybe we'll take out the questions and they'll just say, well, my favorite thing about West Fork is the people. And so I'll shorten it and I'll add pictures. So if they're going to say, tell me about your parents. Well, my father's name is Boyce Davis. And then, I would have a picture of him maybe that flashes up. And then same thing with mom. And so hopefully you got some really cool pictures, like nobody's going to remember 1912, but maybe some older pictures, historical pictures from West Fork that people have. And like whenever I interview the mayor, I'm going to get his permission to use his photos, because I may use them on someone else's too, interview, if they match. Okay, and it's a lot more trouble to do the photos, but it really makes it good for a good video. And I want to show you one that's a lot of the stories that we got overlap. People tell the same thing. So I made a little highlight reel here from the Prairie Grove one. Do you mind playing that one? I shamelessly stole the line out of the country song, as long as old men sit and talk about the weather.
Oh, that's probably me. Let's see here.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we checked the video, we didn't check the audio.
Well, it's not muted over here.
Audio's up on the computer.
Well, this is one to where they say, Dwight Bartholomew says, well, my nephew has a store called the One Stop, and all the old timers hanging around. So I went down there one day, and they were all hanging around talking just like he said, and I filmed them. So sometimes you don't have to just put pictures with your videos, you can actually put film. So, I'm always prepared just in case. I did an interview of a lady from West Fork about, 8 or 9 years ago, thinking that maybe if I did a project, I would need it. And I think that she's still alive and I could interview her. But okay, I've asked you this before, but I'm gonna start over a new video here. What is your name?
My name is Marjorie Newland.
And Ms. Newland, what is your date of birth?
I was born September the 21st, 1923.
And tell me about where you were born.
I was born at my home in the rural area of West Fork at home.
Okay, and I'm asking you to do this video interview for a West Fork history project. And I want to be sure that I have your permission to do that.
Yes.
Thank you. So I get them to sign a release, but also get them on video, say that.
My parents were very good parents. My mother was a very good Christian mother, and there was never a time that I remember that I didn't realize that there was a Savior. And my dad was a good worker, honest.
This is 37 minutes, but I won't make you watch the whole thing, but no one ever says, oh, we sure wish we hadn't recorded all those old memories of people. And, if we do this project, I may end up re-interviewing her again. If she wants to, I will. But I was hoping someday to do a project for West Fork, and I was doing a project for Ozarks Electric where that people were remembering not having electricity. And so I've come up with a list here of some people I know from West Fork have helped me, and this is just a rough draft list of the kind of people that you might want to include. I've got Doyle Baker, Butcher Bartholomew, you see the list there, the mayor's on it. Now, I do have Jay Cantrell and Tim Helder on there, but I will say that when I did the project for Washington County, we interviewed them, and they did talk a little bit about West Fork. It wasn't strictly about West Fork, so, and who gets interviewed is really up to you guys, but I would need someone to be in charge for the city, because not all 33 people that I put on that list are gonna wanna do it, okay? Some of them are gonna say, oh, I don't know, and there's gonna be others that you may wanna add. But I would strongly encourage you to do this. These are a lot of fun, and what I'll do is one of the questions I'll ask them is kind of a softball question. Well, what's your favorite thing about West Fork? Or maybe if people came to you and said, describe West Fork, what kind of town it is, and they've never been here, what would you tell them? Well, I'd tell them it's the kind of town that's friendly and good, hard-working, honest people, or whatever you would say. And I'm not going to prompt you to tell you what to say. The only thing I will try to get you to do, and Ms. Newland was doing a good job of it, to repeat the question. If I say, what is your name? Don't say Dina McKnight, say my name is Dina McKnight. See, that way we can chop out the questions, because you don't realize it when you watch video, but someone's asking a question that they take out the video. So, and then this is a little more complicated than the previous projects I've done, because when I did the Benton County project, I was so excited to finally be done. We've done 40 videos, and I went to the quorum court to tell them about it, and one of them said, well, what are you doing with the videos? I said, well, we put them on YouTube, and we got these playlists, and they're real easy to find. And he said, well, is that a good place long-term to put them? And I'm like, I hope so. It's the #1 website, but who knows? Maybe they could get bought out or change the rules or whatever. But he said, you ought to get the Pryor Center to take your videos into their collection. And that sounds simple, but it took a lot of doing to get them to agree to do this. In fact, I think Councilor Kicklack was involved in the negotiations between Benton County and the Pryor Center in getting some changes to the release, because the Pryor Center said, eventually when they watched my videos and saw them, they said, these are good videos, we like them, we're going to take them into our special collection. And there's a lot of stuff you have to do, and I won't bury, I gotta do it. Or they want a transcript, they're not making me do a transcript, but I'm doing transcripts. I'm doing additional audio files, additional version of the video, and a lot of photographic information, and just a lot of busy work that they want. But, you know, from my point of view, is it's gonna be in the university's library, and so when I'm dead and gone, hopefully someday those videos, somebody can still find them instead of them being, you know, because YouTube may get to where the paid accounts, like I have a business account, they may delete them if I don't keep paying or whatever. I don't know what they'll do to my videos. And if you just give them to the city on an external drive, they're not gonna really get watched. I mean, I would want you to have a copy of them. But, and like when I do a project, I won't just give you my finished videos. I'll give you all the media. I'll give you all the pictures I got and everything, just because what's good is giving it to the city if you don't get all the stuff. You know what I mean? So the question is, one, would you want a budget to do this? And two, if you do, would you be interested in getting it put into the Pryor Center's collection? Because that, I have to charge extra for that. And it's, I mean, the lady at Shiloh said that I would be crazy just to do the transcript for $100, which is, that's just one small part of it. But what I'm doing is I'm going into YouTube and I'm editing the automatic transcript that pops up. And Fayetteville, most people say it in a way that doesn't work. You got to change it. There's a lot of words in transcript that you have to fix. So I'm I figure while I'm going to do that, I might as well edit the YouTube one too. And that's what I would recommend you do, is have either on your YouTube channel or mine or somebody's, have these videos posted where people can watch them. And you could do the same thing on Facebook. And I wouldn't have to be the one to do that, but like when I gave them to Washington County, the guy said it took him a month to get all the descriptions written. I don't have a month to get them done. So, but anyway, that's a long-winded, have y'all had a chance to look at the proposal I sent out? Do you have any questions or any interest in? Do you like my list of people to interview?
I don't think his proposal is in the packet.
Email.
It got emailed out.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it, I didn't get the email. Here, do you wanna look at this?
Portion of it.
Yeah. I don't know that.
I think Christie said she was gonna email it out, and I missed the hard copy version.
You gotta get it out here like that.
Have you seen it? And it's hard to really, to be honest, to put all of the stuff that I'm gonna do into the contract, because it's a lot of different things, but, the Pryor Center has been real cooperative. It's taken me a long time to get them to agree to do this, but what they're gonna do is that once I've submitted everything, they'll send you a letter that says, you know, we have everything we need to post these videos. And, so I'm not gonna be, you know, rushed. And this is not something that can be done quick or easy. I mean, it's gonna take, you know, a few months to do it. And one of the things I've noticed in towns where I'm, like, I don't know everybody like I do in Prairie Grove probably, and, you know, because I found this out in Benton County, I may need some help scheduling some of these interviews and getting a hold of people, because you can't just look up people's phone number in the book. I mean, one of the names I had on my list was Alice Walton. You can't call Alice Walton. I mean, you can try to call her and somebody might tell you they're giving her your, but I've had a lot of luck in that Benton County project. I mean, I got you know, people you would have never heard of, and people like John Bozeman and Steve Womack, and I never could get Asa because he was running for office whenever I was doing these interviews. But and he's someone at the Pryor Center, actually they did one for him. But I've done a lot of these. I know how to do them. I'll do a good job, and if something. And I say in there that the contract can be canceled at any time. That's never been an issue. I mean, I'll go above and beyond to do whatever I have to make y'all happy with it. So.
Okay. Well, we've got it, and we've got a budget meeting coming up soon. So.
Well, I hope.
Does anybody have questions for Scott while we have him here?
How long will this video be?
It'll be a series of videos. I mean, I'll be doing if we do all 30 of them, I'll do 60 videos just on those. I'll do the full version and then I'll do the edited version, okay? And then I'll do some other videos like people talking about West Fest, or maybe my favorite thing about West Fork. Get some highlight clips of those, because that's really what people like to see on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. They want the little short clips. And so, but the Pryor Center is different. They don't want the edited videos that I worked so hard to get those pictures and to get those. That's the hard part, is doing the edited ones. And it'd be easy if I didn't care what pictures I have, but I always want the best pictures. But they want the uncut videos. So that I have to send it to them in a different format. They want it in a more compressed format, so they don't have to pay so much to store the data. But that's good, because I know when I gave Washington County, they paid me for 30, but I actually gave them 40 videos. And it's somehow they managed to, I won't say lose the last 10, but they weren't sure where they were, so I had to resubmit them. But when an external drive gets stuck in someone's desk for 5 years, it's not the same. You need to have it out there where it can be easily found. So anyway, thanks for your time. I know I've been long-winded, and I hope you'll put me in the budget.
Okay.
Or put West Fork in the budget.
All right, thank you, Scott. Item 2 under new business is for us to approve our 2026 tax levy for real property tax of 5 mills.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Anthony, you may be the only one on here. Do you understand what this is?
Actually, I'd like to know.
Okay, everybody else remembers or has been through it before, but each year we have to take a vote to accept the real property tax millage from the county.
Okay.
And you don't want to miss it.
Yeah, somebody, Tom told us who it was, but somebody didn't take that vote and didn't get their property tax one year. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's what we're.
By statute, you have to accept that every year.
Okay.
So item 3 is the mutual aid agreement between West Fork Police Department and Greenland Police Department. That's in your packet. If you have any questions, we can ask Officer Goggins about it, but otherwise.
Make a motion that we approve that.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 4, authorize Finance Director Christy Dryman to close the ARPA bank account and transfer the remaining funds to the general fund. Those remaining funds are $129.08. We've finally got that spent down. We used that, some of that was used on this Rock Creek project, and so we've got it down to a point we can call it complete with that.
Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 5, schedule a budget workshop for Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m.
No.
Sounds good.
And we may not all be able to make that, but
Follow me.
if we can get in a majority,
Yes.
is that a motion?
Yes.
Make a motion. Second.
Yes. Second.
Make a motion. You know we're yes and making a motion. I make a motion with November 4th.
We have a motion and second for Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. for our budget workshop for 2026. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 6, this is the water purchase agreement that Isaac has updated with the city of Fayetteville. That's in your packet as well. If there's any questions that we need to ask Isaac, feel free to.
I think they left out breaking legs if you don't pay on time.
They pretty much had every, they wanted to make sure that was covered, right?
Wow.
I'm gonna advise you not to say that.
By zone.
Any questions on that water agreement? Isaac, that covers us for foreseeable future. That's a 15-year agreement.
15 years.
Yeah, it was supposed to be re-upped in 2019. That's how far behind we are, so.
Okay. So Isaac feels good about it.
So this will be good for 15 years from 2019 or from now?
From now, as soon as it's passed through Fayetteville.
Okay. I was like, are we gonna
Yeah.
miss some years there? Aren't they doing another water study? Water?
Of course.
They're always doing stuff.
Well, an act was passed in the last legislative session requiring cities to do these new rate studies every so often, so they have to.
Yeah, they've done theirs, they're doing an additional one.
Yes. Make a motion to pass it.
Second.
Motion and second to pass it. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Is there, item E, other business, is there any other business?
Well, I noticed nobody mentioned the trunk or treat. Aren't y'all doing that? Or whatever y'all call it? Don't y'all do something like that?
The Shire Fest or the trunk or treat?
The trunk or treat?
I think it's on the
Sheriff's
25th
Office
at
would be down to the
the
school.
school.
Oh, it's at the school?
It's at the
Fire,
school.
police, and library, we usually go and assist them with that, but that's a school function.
It's on the
Oh.
25th,
October
from
25th.
5:30
Well, I knew
to
that
7.
all of y'all went to it.
So Dina just updated this. It's
It's Saturday, October 25th from 5:30 to 7.
5:30 to 7
You're
on the
welcome
25th.
to set up a booth and pass out some candy.
All right. And what are you gonna give us an update on Shire Fest while you're here?
11 to 4 on the 25th. And yeah, we're finalizing everything and hoping the weather holds out. We'll have a rain date of the next weekend. If it looks like it's gonna be raining, we'll cancel it.
So the 25th will be a busy day. Yeah, very cool. Any other business? No? Okay. Mayor's comments. We need to reschedule next month's council meeting. That lands on Veterans Day. So we have proposed the following Tuesday, the 18th. We all good with that?
Sounds good.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 2 of Mayor's comments is the Christmas parade and tree lighting, which will be Wednesday, December 3rd. That's just an update for everyone. That is set. Chad has the pieces in place for that.
Whatever you say.
The city will be getting Christmas lights out in the near future.
Yeah, we usually do it, right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So,
We'll do everything but the tree, like the tree the day of the parade.
yeah. Okay,
That's also
weather permitting. Okay. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
John's not here.
I know.
Second, yeah.
Motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. We are adjourned.
I know, let's just